1,500 miles away from Disney World. That means I have to fly in to MCO. But Disney makes it really, really easy. They offer the Magical Express service, which takes you, it's a bus service that takes you from the airport to your resort hotel and then back at the end of your vacation. They also have a luggage service. So if you check bags, they have the option for you to tag your bag with those yellow tags or provide your baggage claim ticket number. And they'll pick up your checked bags from baggage claim at MCO and deliver them to your Disney Resort Hotel if you so choose. I always do it because I've never had a problem with it. I've done it every single time that I visited Walt Disney World. I think it's a very magical and amazing thing that they offer. If you're using the Magical Express transportation service, you don't have to use the luggage service. You have the option to pick up your own checked bags at MCO and bring them on the Magical Express bus with you. They have storage underneath so that it's not like in your lap while you're trying to travel, but I like to use their luggage service. It's just one less thing I have to worry about. I like to take early flights and get to Disney as early as I possibly can, and usually my room is not ready by the time I get there, which is totally fine because I'm off to the parks anyway. By the time I get back to my room in the middle of the day or at the end of the day, depending on if I take a midday break or not, my luggage is there waiting for me, and that's awesome. But on my most recent trip in August 2019, my luggage did not show up. So, for a point of reference, I landed at 8:30, and Disney's Magical Express says it'll take up to 3 hours past your landing time for your luggage to show up in your room. My room wasn't ready yet, but I did take a break, I think around 1 p.m. So I figured, that had been 5 hours, my room is ready, my luggage should be there, and it wasn't. So I said, okay, well, it's Friday, maybe there's a lot of arrivals, and it's just taking a little extra time, that's okay. I took a nap, I woke up, there was still no luggage, which I didn't think they would leave it if I was napping in the room. So I called down to Luggage Services, I asked if they had any tracking on it, if they knew where it was, and they said, no, we don't see where it is right now, but it's on its way and it'll get to you today. And I said, okay, that's kind of scary, but okay. Now, I didn't have the yellow tags on my luggage this time around like I've always had before because we had made changes to the room reservation about a week before we got there. And so you have to update Magical Express, and that's not enough time for them to get those yellow luggage tags out to you. But that's okay. They can still do it. You just give them your baggage claim ticket number that you received when you checked your bags at your home airport, and they're able to just go right to baggage claim and take care of the rest of it for you as if you had those yellow tags. So I was worried that maybe the Magical Express person had taken my baggage claim ticket number down incorrectly and that my bag was just still circling at MCO 5 hours later. So I said, maybe it's just taking a little extra time. I'll go to the parks for a few more hours, and by the time I got back to my room by 10 o'clock, the luggage will be here. No worries. So I go out, I have a very nice evening at Magic Kingdom. I get back, open the door, I expect to see my luggage, and it's still not there. That's when I really started panicking. So I called down to Luggage Services again, and this is just luggage services for the all-star resorts where I was staying. And I said, do you have any updates on my bag? I'm starting to freak out a little bit. They said, I see that it's on its way. It could be getting here anytime. If it doesn't arrive tonight, it'll arrive tomorrow morning. And I said, well, how late do they deliver tonight? And she said that they deliver luggage until 1 a.m. So by the way, if you're doing the math, 10 p.m. when I got back to the room is 14 hours after I landed. That is well beyond 3 hours. So I had no choice. They didn't have any other additional information for me other than it's on its way. It's just a matter of when it gets there. And I'm thinking that they're just saying that and it's still lost in the airport somewhere. But I couldn't fall asleep. I was panicking. So I physically walked down to Luggage Services outside the lobby at All Star Movies where we were staying. And I talked to Jen. I believe her name was Jen with Luggage Services. She was so nice. She was able to pull up on her computer my reservation, which my bag was linked to somehow. I don't know how it works on the back end, but she was able to pull it up and she saw that it was at the sorting facility. And I said, what does that mean? That sounds scary. I don't know what that means. And she said that the bags that are taken from the airport all come together and go into a sorting facility, which is behind the All-Star resorts. And from there, they get dispersed to all the different resorts. So she said it's there and it'll be on the next truck out to the resorts. The All-Stars all go on the same truck, and they hit one at a time and unload and bring to your rooms. So Jen explained to me that at the airport, anything that's tagged with those yellow Magical Express tags, or if you provide them with your baggage claim ticket number, a third party will collect all of those bags and put them on a truck and deliver them to the sorting facility on Disney World property. Once it's at that sorting facility is when Disney's luggage services take over and they deliver to the rooms at the hotel. So they don't have any control over it until it gets to the sorting facility. And she explained at 10 p.m. that my bag had just arrived at the sorting facility. And I'm like, why did it take so long? I don't understand what. So she said it was en route. It was en route to be delivered tonight, but depending on how many bags they have to deliver, it may or may not get to my room that night, in which case it just rolls over to their deliveries for the next morning. So that's why it could have been here tonight or tomorrow. So while she was checking in the reservations, she said, oh, okay, so your flight arrived at 8 p.m. So it's still on schedule to be delivered sometime before or around 11 p.m. And I'm like, no, I landed at 8:30 a.m. And she's like, no, it says 8 p.m. And I'm like, well, my friend who's on the same reservation as me, Zach, he arrived at 8 p.m., but I took a different flight. So she said, oh no. What they do is if there's multiple flights on the same reservation, they go by the latest flight. So they'll hold your luggage at the airport until all of the flights attached to that Disney hotel reservation have arrived. So my baggage was waiting for 12 hours just to leave the airport for when Zach landed, even though Zach didn't check any luggage. He just had a carry-on with him. It did reassure me that she could see that my luggage was at the sorting facility. It was on the next truck out to be delivered. I just didn't know if I would receive it that night or the next morning. But sure enough, I went to sleep, and at 12:20 in the morning, I got a knock on my door, and I opened. I'm like, oh my God, my luggage. Oh my God, thank you. So I did receive my luggage at 12:20 in the morning, woke me up after a very stressful first day at Disney World. That's just how it went down. Luckily, I didn't have to wait until the next morning, but it really made me panic. I was so worried that I would go through my vacation with no clean clothes, no toiletries, nothing. So I got my bag. I'm happy enough, and I'm able to do the rest of my trip just fine. The holdup was at the airport where Southwest takes control of all of the luggage. So they are the ones that held onto my luggage for 12 hours for no reason. Before my luggage was delivered. You guys want to avoid this happening to you. If you want to make sure that you have your luggage, you have a couple options. You could just not tag your bags or not give them the ticket number so that you are in control of your bags. You just pick them up at MCO's baggage claim and take them on the Magical Express bus with you. That's not a problem. I've just never done it because then I don't have to wait on baggage claim and my bags magically show up, and it's just one less thing for me to think about. But the other thing, and the biggest thing, is that if your party that's on your Disney hotel reservation is arriving on multiple flights, do not use Disney's Magical Express. It's not Disney's fault. They did everything right from the time the bag got into Disney's hands. But the airlines just apparently don't know how to handle multiple flights attached to one Magical Express reservation. Again, if your party is arriving on multiple flights, just don't use Magical Express's luggage services. You can still use Magical Express, that's fine. Just maybe pick up your own bags. As a follow-up to a couple days after I got back, I did contact Southwest and explained what happened and how I was panicking that I didn't have my bag and that I didn't understand why they held on to my bag for 12 hours. If my bag was there, they should have sent it off. But they said, we're so sorry that this happened to you, and they did offer me a $50 voucher. So I don't know if I will ever use that voucher because I don't have any trips coming up, but they did try to rectify that and make that right. So I'm not that upset anymore, but it made for a very stressful first day. So thank you for listening to my very stressful lost luggage encounter with Magical Express. Again, Disney did everything right. This was just on Southwest's end, and I guess that's just how they handle multiple flights on one reservation. They get confused. Who would have thought? So thank you so much for watching, you guys. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had any weird lost luggage disaster stories or any stories with Magical Express. But other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you real soon.